say if someone was like raped or something, and would that be considered sinful almost to get an abortion?
Okay, difficult question, very difficult question. First of all, is abortion wrong? If so, why?
Actually, I don't really see it wrong in a lot of cases. I kind of see it wrong as if as someone that puts themselves out there, doesn't use protection or doesn't try to do anything, and then they get pregnant and they just abort it just because it's just easier. But I don't see it okay if someone, say you get raped or something, and you have to deal with that the rest of your life when it was not you, and when there's ways out of it.
Okay, but I still don't understand why you think abortion is wrong, simply because...
I think it's wrong if you don't ask for it. If you're asking for it, like you're just putting yourself out there, you're not using protection or anything, and you get pregnant, and you're like, oh, well, I can just abort it, and blah, 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 and then you continuously do that, or something like that. I think that's wrong.
Why?
Because you're not, what are you doing? Why don't you just use protection and avoid it in general?
Well, according to some people, all you're doing is removing excess skin from your body. I remove excess skin from my body all the time. I peel my calluses, I cut my fingernails, and I definitely get a haircut. So if abortion is simply removing excess skin from a woman's body, what's wrong with abortion? How can one possibly argue that abortion is wrong if abortion is simply removing excess skin from a body?
Well, then are you against it then?
Well, yeah, but I can promise you I've got some reason.
Can I hear them?
Absolutely. Thanks for asking.
That's kind of what I wanted to hear.
All righty. All right. Obviously, I don't think there's anything wrong with removing excess skin from a body. Therefore, if a fetus is simply excess skin, there's nothing wrong with abortion. So what I obviously have to ask myself is, when does human life begin? Because if a fetus is a human life, and if abortion is ending a human life motivated by inconvenience, selfishness, then I'm afraid we got murder on our hands here. That's how I would define murder. If I just come up to you and blow you away because I don't like you, that's murder. Mm-hmm. Absolutely evil. Why? Because you have intrinsic value. You're valuable, I would insist, because you're a human being created in the image of God. That's why you're valuable. He has given you significance and worth. You're a treasure. All right. And guess what? I'm convinced that before you pass down a birth canal, you still have that value. You see, I don't think your value begins when you start sucking air. I think you're valuable when you're alive. So the difficult question for me is, for all of us, is when does human life begin? Now, you go to any major university medical center in the United States, and if a body lying on in an intensive care unit has brain activity and heartbeat, doctors and nurses are legally responsible to do everything within their power to sustain that life.